Outside the shower room was a hallway that extended off to the left and the right. At the right end was a large iron door. You take the digital route. They'd moved a few steps toward the door when Junpei heard the sound of metal on metal. They turned around. Seven was doing something to the door of the shower room. What are you doing, Seven? Well, I figured we might want to come back here sometime, so I stuck a broom in there to keep the door from shutting. Alright, let's go. Good shit. Good shit. Good shit, Seven. With that, he stood up and began walking down the hallway. He brushed past Junpei and kept going. After a moment, the rest of them followed him. Before long, they found themselves at a large iron door. They'd only been there for a moment when June spoke up. "That boy, look." He turned. There, on the right side of the hallway, was a piece of paper attached to the wall. Junpei ran over and peeled it off. It's a map of the ship's interior. It said Sea Deck in the upper left corner. From what he could tell, it was a map of the floor they were on. There'd be time to look at it later. Junpei folded the map and stuffed it in his pocket. Back at the door, the four of them lined up in front of it. Santa stepped forward. He grabbed hold of the door and then turned to look back at the rest of them. "Ready? I'm going to open it." They nodded. Santa nodded back and threw the door open. All four of them leapt through. It took only a moment for them to realize where they were. They had been there only a short time ago. It was a large hospital room filled with countless beds. Lotus and Clover looked up as they entered. Ace was there as well, although he looked as though he had only just woken up. The moment they spotted Junpei, Lotus and Clover headed straight for them. As she neared him, Lotus drew back her hand and BAM! She slapped him open palmed across the face. Hard. "How could you do this to us?" Her face was furious. She grabbed Junpei by the collar and shook him violently. Clover didn't even touch him, but the hate in her eyes was no less potent. It was Seven who stopped them. "Knock it off. We've got bigger shit to worry about right now." His deep voice echoed across the massive room. Lotus glared at Seven, but let Junpei go after one last vicious shake. "What?" "Go have a look." "Huh?" "I stuck the screwdriver in the door. The door over there, the one without a number. So long as the screwdriver's there, it can't be shut. So you can get in there." Seven also explained how they might find the shower room and how he'd used the broom to ensure that the door remained open as well. "You're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?" "Yeah, it's about the size of it." "What the hell's in there?" "You'll know when you see it." Why wouldn't you just tell them? Why would you surprise them? Like, what the fuck? That's so bad. Like, I mean, like, I can understand not wanting to, like, break it to Clover, but, you know, there's, like, a fucking really gross corpse of an exploded dude in that shower room. Why would you just be like, "Oh, yeah, you know, just go, like, check it out," you know? Yeah. What the fuck? By then, Ace had made his way to them, moving with the stiff, shuffling steps of someone who'd only just awoken from a lengthy slumber. I wouldn't know anything about that. "My goodness. I know I said I was sure when you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though." Ace shook his head weakly. "Should I go as well?" Seven nodded. "Very well." Ace followed Lotus and Clover with his stiff, tired gait. You like the Blaze Blue scroll? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about it, man. Bought that like maybe like 6 years ago or something, but it only cost me like $10 at the time. It was like a steal. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. No matter how many times he heard it, he never quite got used to it. Every time, it put him on edge. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living... Oh, alright, okay, sorry, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so it looks like these events are the same. Alright, Junpei wasn't so sure. That's crazy. They stood in front of the elevators next to the stairs that led to the casino and the kitchen. Between the two elevators was a card reader with the Mercury symbol engraved on it. Junpei stood in front of it with the Mercury key card. He'd found the card while investigating the shower room. He took a deep breath and slid the card through the reader. It made a small beep and the lights on the reader blinked to life. Now they were ready. 7 people, including Junpei, climbed onto the elevator. There were only 2 floor buttons they could push, the C and the bottom buttons. The rest were destroyed or did nothing when pushed. Junpei hit the bottom button. The door closed. Slowly, they began to move downward. Sometime later, all 7 of them stepped off the elevator and onto the bottom deck. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not a regular dead end. This is a numbered door. Yeah, it's the door 2. Immediately, they began to discuss who would go through it. Their earlier experiences had shown them that they would meet again regardless of which numbered door they took. As a result, there were no arguments this time. Instead, they concerned themselves with who would be sent in to investigate what was beyond door 2. The first to volunteer was 7. Junpei followed suit, which meant Lotus was, by default, the 3rd member. 5, 7, 8, 22. Alright, we're taking off. Okay, please be careful. Jesus, you two are acting like you're married, you know that? Jun blushed. So did Junpei. Perhaps in an attempt to hide his emotions, he quickly turned away to pull the lever on the red. Fuck this shit, I'm out. The door opened. As they'd come to expect, there appeared to be a short hallway on the other side. Alright, let's go. Lotus was the first through the door, 7 was next, and Junpei brought up the rear. Fortunately, it took them only moments to find the dead. It had been placed just inside the room next to the numbered door. They gathered around it and quickly scanned each of their bracelets. Wow, this is moving kind of fast. Like, we didn't even have a choice about this. They're just like, yeah, we found this door, and Junpei's gonna go in there, and we're just gonna do it. It stopped. Yeah, it stopped. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. 7 and Lotus were breathing hard and fast. It was the 3rd time they'd been through this process, and the 3rd time that I've had to read these lines. Not that Junpei wanted to. He planned to finish the game before he had a chance to get imminent death become commonplace. Junpei looked around again. It was a short hallway with 5 doors along the walls. There were 3 doors along the left wall, and a single one on the right. At the end of the hallway, the 5th door was covered by a thick metal plate. Junpei didn't think they'd be able to open it. After taking a look around the room himself, 7 spoke. Alright, let's get started. I think we'd probably better split up. You two okay with that? Yeah, no problem. Sure thing. 7 nodded to them and stepped into the room closest to him. Lotus looked at the doors for a moment, then headed for the one in the center. At last, Junpei was left alone. Well, I guess I better get started too. He looked intently at the 3 remaining doors. Alright. Find a way out. Or seek. Whatever. Alright. It's a blanket. Not really a great one, but still. What's up, Walrus Man? How you doing, dude? It's a sink, but there's no light shining on it. It's hard to be sure because it's so dark here, but I don't think there's anything going on with this sink. The faucet is too hard to turn. This mirror seems really high. In fact, it's so high that it's kind of hard to see your reflection in it. It's a partition that juts out from a dreary wall. Are those scratch marks am I seeing? I can just barely see a mirror from the light coming through the ceiling. Surely it would be nice if that mirror was a little lower down. It looks like it's the same height as the mirror on the right. I wonder if that means anything. Yeah, well. Oh, what the hell is this? Toilet paper. It's still white enough for me to know what it is, even in the dark. There's nothing out of the ordinary about it. 14 equals E. Okay. So. Hexadecimal. I can just be. Oh! Wait, well, I don't know. I was gonna say, like, maybe we haven't done the hexadecimal thing yet, so, like, in this timeline. I can just barely make out the string for the toilet. If I can get hold of it. Damn it. It kinda pisses me off that I can see it, but I can't touch it. It looks like a dirty toilet, but it's too dark to tell. What's the deal with the lighting here? There's just this one beam of light. The rest of the place is too dark, I can't see anything. There's no way we can explore the rest of this room. Oh, whoops. What the fuck is this? Someone made some wavy blue lines on this mirror with blue paint. Is that a drawing of a blue scarf? No, maybe not. What the fuck? And it's gonna be some weird, like, mirror and, like, bouncing reflection shit. That bed looks cold. Pretty sure you'd freeze to death in the winter. No kidding, if I tried to sleep here, my skin would dry out in no time. Well, it's not like you're that young anymore. They really should... My, Junpei, aren't you lucky? It seems you'll die before you have a chance to grow old and hideous. I'm sorry, you're right. Dry skin is a woman's worst enemy. I think it's funny that there's just, like, silly memes about the fact that, like, she's old or whatever, like... Moon, okay. A moon. What a filthy, disgusting moon. It's just a moon. Calm down. Well, why is she so uppity? It's just hanging from the wall. Ew, how can you touch that? It's horrible. Well, it's not like I really got a choice, do it? It's not like I want to. This is just like the part of the design of the towel. Do you think it means anything? You probably have to... I don't know. You think they made that shape for a reason? Or just for fun? There's no knob on this faucet. There's no way we can get the water out of just like this. If we can find a knob or something that will work as one, we should be able to get the water to come out of this thing. There's nothing in the drawer. Yeah, something's not right though. The handle of the drawer doesn't really fit, you know? It just looks messy. Why don't you take it out? So there's a mirror on the other side of this drawer. Interesting. It's kind of an odd shape, and it looks like someone attached the handle with a screw after that fact. What the fuck? Well, we took the drawer out, but nothing happened. Of course, there's no way you could hide a puzzle in something that small. Yeah, I know. Still, seems like they might try to... What's that? It looks like there's something... Huh? It looks like there's something in there. In there? I can't see anything in there. Fuck. Oh, there's a spring. So there's a spring at the bottom of the river. Yeah, I can see that. You talking about that towel you've got? Yeah, I guess it does look a little like that thing on the mirror. Yeah, the spring on the towel's gotta be indicating the picture on this mirror. And the mirror is indicating the sink, right? But the picture looks like a spring with water, and the sink's all dried out. The fuck? There's a tile stuck in the drain. There's a little tile in the drain. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to pull it out of there. Might have to use our heads on this one. Alright, let's figure this out. Oh, looks like the water doesn't work. Doesn't matter how much 7 turns that thing, no water's coming out. Has the water been shut off from somewhere else? It's a very weird puzzle. Toilet paper tube, huh? I seriously doubt I'm gonna need this for anything. What the fuck? Oh, this part's thinner than the rest. In fact, this doesn't really look like it's part of the rest of this thing. The rod feels loose. Maybe if I give it a couple turns. Here we go. What the fuck is this? This is super weird. Looks like the rod came out easily enough, but I don't think the rest of that is going anywhere. Sun and moon. Okay. The symbol on the toilet lid, huh? Seems a little fishy to me. It's a sun symbol, but it doesn't look like the one on the doors. This handle's pretty loose. Loose? You think it'll come off if you pull on it? It fell off. Look at that, the handle doesn't really fit on the string. Maybe it wasn't meant to be attached to it. So weird. The hell? It's not open. There's something up with this drawer. I don't trust it. Someone made sure this drawer wouldn't do shit. There's a pair of screws screwed into the desk, right on top of the drawer. It doesn't matter how old this thing is. We're gonna have a tough time if we just try and break it open. It's probably gonna be a pain, but I think we need to figure out a way to get those screws off. Wait. This is a screwdriver shaft. It's missing the handle. Oh, whoopsie, it's okay. Now we got the handle. We got the handle. So we just stick in the smell rod in the handle. Sweet, got the screws off. Now we can open the drawer. There's nothing in here. Well, maybe the drawer is what we need. The drawer, huh? Alright, let's yank this thing out. Desk drawer. What the fuck? Oh, can we use it to reach the, Can we step on it? Alright, it took a couple tries, but now I've got you, string. Yes, now I can pull on it. Huh? Doesn't matter how many times I pull, there's no flush. I kinda feel like an idiot. I wasted a bunch of time because I was determined to flush a toilet. The mirror is hanging at the same height as the one to the right. There's a mirror on the back of this drawer. Somebody screwed the handle on, so maybe I can unscrew it. If I use a screwdriver on the screw in the center of the handle, maybe I can... Knob. There's a weird bump on the back of it. What the fuck? Ah! Damn it. No matter how hard I try to pull this damn thing off, it won't budge. Because I won't be opening this anytime soon. It doesn't look like it's got a keyhole, and doesn't seem to be anything stopping it. How the hell am I supposed to open it? A drawer that doesn't open. I wonder if this is part of the puzzle. Wait, are there any other doors? Hold up. There's this door. Emergence. There are a bunch of tiles on the door that spell emergence. Oh, we probably need that last tile. There's a door in the back. I wonder where it goes. I thought of that and I tried a couple things, but yeah, same result. Guess 7 wasn't able to do anything. Oh well. Sweet, the handle I got off that drawer fits onto the faucet perfectly. Now I can turn the water on. Junpei, what are you doing? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm running the water. I can see that. I'm asking you why you're just letting it run like that. Think about it, Lotus. This faucet didn't have a knob when we found it, right? What do you mean? Just watch. Anytime now. Hey, water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged? Whoops, let's turn it off for now. So, did anything change? The water stopped flowing. Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Oh, Junpei, I'm leaving this one up to you, alright? I let the water pour into the sink with the river symbol over it and it filled up. So, what's happening over at the spring mirror? The fuck? Alright, let the water run to the sink with the river symbol over it. So, for the spring, something's wrong with the sink. What the fuck is this? We've got this tile. It's got these red, blue, and gray lines. What the heck does this stuff mean? Hell if I know. Junpei put the wet tile into his pocket. He was just about to turn away when there was a noise behind him. He spun around to see Seven kneeling on the floor. His face was rigid and pale. Droplets of sweat covered his forehead. Hey, what's going on? Are you okay, man? He was concerned. He'd never seen Seven like this before. Slowly, the other man lifted himself to his feet on shaky legs. Yeah, I'm fine. I just got a little dizzy, that's all. His face was pale and his breathing was heavy. The fuck? Oops. Sweat was pouring on his face, off his face, and staining his shirt. He was many things, but fine was not one of them. Are you sure? You don't look so good. Seven didn't answer. Half of his face was twisted as if distorted by extreme pain, and his eyes were glazed. Finally, he spoke. What am I doing here? His words made no sense. What are you talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot. No, that's not what I mean. He shook his head several times as if trying to clear something from it. It ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back. I think I've been here before. What? I said I've been in this room before. You were here? When? Why? Aoi, Light, Nona. Suddenly, Seven was mumbling to himself. They were words Junpei didn't understand. Seven's hoarse voice trailed off, and Junpei couldn't make out what he'd said. What the hell was that? Seven's brows furrowed furiously, and he ground his teeth back and forth. It's alright there. I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't... Seven stopped, frustrated. He pulled his hat off, ran a hand through his hair, then suddenly he looked up, his eyes wide. That's right! An experiment! There was some kind of experiment going on the ship. An experiment? What sort of experiment? They were trying to control people. Or something like that. Junpei didn't know what to make of Seven's story. Instead, he simply stared at Seven as Seven continued. Aoi, Light, Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. Kids were there. In the experiment, I mean. I think there were 4 or 5, but I don't remember all their names. Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here. Seven began to mumble to himself and wander aimlessly around the room. He looked confused. So far as Junpei could tell, the man was simply rambling, and there were odd twitches to his movement. Experiment. Cradle. Pharmaceutical. Those kidnapped kids. Was I working that case? Seven continued to mumble to himself about things that meant nothing to Junpei. Junpei didn't have any answers for him, of course. He couldn't understand what was happening to Seven. All he could do was wait. After a few minutes, Seven finally stopped. He crouched down and looked. Under the bed, his face registered a mild surprise and he began to mumble to himself again. The hole's gone. No, maybe it was a different room. There's gotta be tons of rooms on this boat that just look just like this one. At last, Junpei could contain himself no longer. Hey, what exactly do you remember? Well, maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and just tell me what's going on here. 7 stood up slowly. Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered. Don't make much sense. I don't care, just tell me the bits and pieces then. Chubei could feel whatever 7 had remembered. It was important. Very important. 7 drew a large muscled hand down across his face. As he wiped the sweat from his brow, he spoke. From what I can remember, I think I was a cop. A cop? Yeah. I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago. 9 years ago. You remember that, right? It was all over the news? Yeah. I was still in school. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids, right around my age. Or no, that is me, sorry. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared. No one knew why. It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying that you investigated it? That's what it looks like. I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceutical that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for them. Ice fucking 9. They told me a ship would be leaving that night with all the kids on it. They were going to be taken to some kind of big passenger ship somewhere out the ocean. And so 7 had headed to the wharf. He kept to the shadows and before long found the suspicious ship that he'd been looking for. There were a number of human shapes moving near the ship. They were men in black suits. Many of them were carrying large bags onto the ship. The bags. There was something about the way that they moved as they were carried. There could be no mistake. There were human beings in those bags. He had moved before he realized he was going to. Out of the shadows he came, his gun already in his hand. He heard the words, "Don't move," but they weren't his. He felt metal touch the back of his head. "Drop your gun," came the cold voice from behind him. With the words, he felt the cold metal thing behind him press against his skull. Slowly, 7 crouched down and laid his gun on the ground. Then suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his neck. A needle. Was it some sort of drug? As he was thinking about that, 7 felt his face hit the cold concrete beneath him. He could feel the chill of it seeping into him. Ugh. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. 7 woke to find himself lying on a hard floor. He twisted his neck to peer around the room. Where am I? There was a small, shabby bed and a dirty sink. A toilet with no stall or privacy of any sort. As a cop, it was a place 7 had seen all too often. I'm in a cell, huh? The opposite, the toilet, was a door set into the wall. 7 struggled to his feet and hobbled toward it. He gave the door a good shove, and then another, then tried to pulling it. It didn't open. Well, that's about what he'd expected. It wasn't likely that someone would put him in the cell, only to leave it unlocked. He threw himself against the door a few times, but to no avail. I knew it. 7 grumbled to himself as he moved back toward the bed. He sat down. He sat there for a very long time. Just how long, he wasn't sure. At last, he began to nod off, and he nearly fallen asleep when he was roused by a distant voice. There's... over. It's 9. The voice was far away, very far away. 7 couldn't understand what it was saying. Nonetheless, it was a voice and a high one, most likely a child. His eyes shot open. Hurry. Okay. As he listened, he could pick out several different distinct voices. There were at least 5 or 6, possibly more. Where were the voices coming from? He looked around the room frantically. Perhaps the door? No, that wasn't it. Wait, go. Oh. Was it coming from the left? Was it coming from under the bed? He grabbed the bed and flipped it up. There it was. There was a hole for ventilation in the wall where the bed had been, covered with a metal grate. 7 lay down on his stomach and peered through the grate. He couldn't see anything, it was too dark. Now that he'd found it, however, there could be no doubt this was the source of the voices. For a moment he was confused. Why were there children nearby? Then he remembered what the man from Cradle Pharmaceutical had told them. How a ship would take the kidnapped children from the wharf to a waiting passenger liner out in the ocean. Was Seven on the passenger liner? It didn't matter. What mattered was he had to find a way to the children. Seven looked at the metal grate. Could he fit through the hole? He stuck his fingers to the grate and grabbed hold of it. Ugh! Ugh! Yeah, how'd you like that one, you son of a bitch? His fucking face. The dark square sat open before him. Seven wiped the sweat from his forehead and crawled inside. We should probably just make a mobile Discord or we should probably make a Discord channel for AX actually, but Junpei waited for Seven to resume his story. The longer he waited, however, the clearer it became that Seven had no intention of doing so. He had gone silent, simply stared off into the air, his eyes blank. Hey, what happened after that? He'd waited long enough, but Seven shook his head. I don't remember what happens after that. I think I found some kind of door out in the dock. And I think I found some kids, too. Man, well, I can't remember what happened next. Oh, man, what happened to the kids, Seven? Did you save them? I don't know. I don't know if it was me. I got this feeling. I think one of the kids died. A girl, I think. Huh? Deep in his heart, Junpei felt something very cold. Seven's head dropped, and Junpei saw on it a look of sadness, the likes of which he had never seen the man before. The man's large eyes blinked rapidly, as if he were fighting back tears, and he swallowed hard. His sigh was like the melancholy setting of an old abandoned building. He shook his head and spoke. Anyway, just please don't ask me anymore, okay? I really don't remember anything. After that, Junpei could hardly try and force any answers out of the man. There was nothing more he could do. Instead, Junpei turned his mind to trying to make sense of what Seven had told him. The children, who had been captured 9 years ago, apparently a company called Cradle Pharmaceutical, had been behind the kidnappings and had taken the children to the ship they were on now. He had been brought to the ship for an experiment. Something to do with controlling human beings, Seven had said. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were subjects for the experiment. Seven had said that 3 of their codenames were Aoi, Light, and Nona. And that was the new information. He had also learned that Seven was or had been a police officer. Still, there was little he could do with this new information. He learned nothing about the nonary game or Zero. He had no idea why they had been brought to the ship that had been the site of those experiments 9 years ago. Junpei couldn't forget what Seven had said the purpose of the experiment had been, to control human beings. Could such an absurd experiment really have been conducted? Before long, Junpei realized he had spent quite some time deep in thought. No time for that, he chided himself. He had work to do. Junpei shook his head quickly to clear it, and returned to his investigation, thoughts swirling in his mind. I don't know, man. Seven could still be shady, man. So we got this tile, but I mean... There's a string hanging from the ceiling here. You pull it to flush the toilet. In the other room, the river and the spring went together to solve the puzzle. Does that mean that there might be a similar puzzle with this mirror? Well, there's nothing else here apart from the mirror. Maybe I just need to pair something with this mirror. There's a mirror in the back of the room, hung opposite this one. The only difference between them is whether or not they're reflecting any light. Oh yeah! We can probably use this mirror to reflect the light. Now I just gotta figure out where to reflect the light. Maybe if I go somewhere that's a little easier to shine light upon. I can see a partition over there. It seems pretty pointless to bother examining it. So if I shine this light on the mirror in the back, I get it. The left one has a sun, the right one's got a moon symbol. I gotta remember this. And I shine light on the mirror on the back. Is that a number? So if I shine light on this mirror, then I get to see some numbers. I can see a 4 on the left and a 7 on the right. 4 and 7. Okay. So, yeah, okay. So 4 is sun, 7 is moon. Looks like the water bubbled up through the drain and pushed the tile out. The water for this faucet's probably been shut off on purpose. So 4 is sun and 7 is moon, but I don't know how any of that helps us really. Just like the sun symbol we saw in that dark room. Yeah, that's right. There was some kind of number hint there too. You think maybe the number was how many times we took a piss? Nah, it's gotta be how many times we flushed. Flushed? The only thing you can manipulate in this room is that string. Chances are they made this puzzle so someone wouldn't trigger it by accident. Guess we just keep pulling on this thing down, alright? Here it goes. Second pull. Third pull. Did you just hear something? I did, but it doesn't look like it's anything happening here. I wonder what that sound was. So this is what the moon symbol's pointing to, huh? They probably made it so that someone wouldn't trigger it by accident. If that's the case. Second time. There's that sound again. It happens whenever I pull the string a couple of times. Junpei, did you hear something from the other room? The other room? You mean the dark room? The dark room. I'm gonna laugh if it just like opened up that chest. God damn it. Well, this drawer opens easily enough. There are a bunch of weird lines on this tile thing. I don't get this. I think I can figure this one out on my own. Oh, they're slightly different. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, no, they're the same. God damn it. The tiles we found, the tiles here are the same. When I touched the tiles on the door, it felt something weird. Huh? I can move these tiles. That means maybe we swap the tiles we got with the tiles on the wall. Something will happen. I guess now we just need to figure out what the strange designs on these tiles mean. At any rate, we should look for all the tiles that are the same size. You're right, let's meet back here after we've done a thorough search. Fuck, more tiles I'm missing? This bed looks cold. It's got a single threadbare blanket, and that's it.
bed looks even sadder without a pillow. So, it's still a terrible bed. I never sleep on a bed like that. Okay, girl, whatever. The sink is totally filled with water. Looks like it's turning on the knob, do the trick. The sink's filling out with water. Fuck. Symbol's telling us to make the water. Damn, no dice. Doesn't matter what angle I got it from. I can't see anything in there. Fuck. This looks like a chair for prisoners. It's rusty, but I don't think it's going to be a lot of help. Isn't that obvious? Look, I don't want to touch anything unless I have to. Lois is not having any of this. Does she really not want to be in this room that bad? It's a moon symbol on it. I refuse to touch this. I refuse. What the hell is wrong with you? I don't want to touch it ever. Fucking calm the fuck down. Apparently refuses to touch it ever. Can touch these shit stains on the wall? No. It's not even in bed anymore. Can't say you'd want to sleep there. This looks like a toilet. Pretty old school toilet. Guess that makes sense though. The shit's pretty old too. What am I fucking missing? Is it the towel? Somehow I'm missing the towel use. (14 = E). Wait, what? Oh, that's what. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Okay. I know it must be done. We need 4. Where is the other tile? Wait, what? Oh wait, no, I grabbed it. Right. Fuck, do I have it? What the fuck is this bump? There's a bump. Alright. I gotta use it for something. Fuck. Do I combine this somehow? Ah, fuck. It's probably this. I need to break it off somehow. I need to... Oh, this is the hardest boss.
What are you going on about? Maybe you ought to explain.
Forget about the puzzle we already solved. We need to look for new ones.
Fucker.
Ah! Ah! What have I not fucking clicked on? What? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, I fucking did it. I fucking did it. Oh my god. You can probably untime out Pfeffel now. Jesus fucking Christ. God damn it. Okay. This puzzle exhausted me. Please, please, please. You fucking... Fuck that! Ah!